Oh no, where's my game? There it is. Hey everyone. This is a tournament final in the Taco Truck Discord. It is Vince Kirkov versus Sweepy. Two folks I'm sure most of you are familiar with. We got Vince playing his Spider Foes, and we got Sweepy playing Wakanda. And joining me on commentary is the one who is hailed, the flame of the Faltine, Brady Schroeder. How you doing?
Hello, glad to be here. Thanks for the wonderful intro.
Glad to have you, Brady, as always. Um, Looks like
My
we've got.
fellow Gabagool man.
Let's see. Okay, so while they're rolling prio, let's take a quick look at these lists before they hide them.
Yeah.
Vince with his foes, pretty standard choices for most of the foes. He's got Mysterio and Craven as his three threat. No Lizard, notably. He's got splashes with Bullseye, Sam, Namor, and Shang. So some good high tier splashes there. And only Goblin leader, no Doc Ock. And then Sweepy on the other side. Oh, this is interesting. He is running Wakanda. He's got M'Baku lead, most likely. Doubt we'll see King T lead. Red Skull 2, Jane, Gambit, Dynamo, Zemo, and Luke Cage splashes. So some good splashes over here as well. I did not know he was running Gambit, but that's kind of cool with M'Baku leadership.
Yeah.
It looks like Sweepy. No, Vince won Prio.
So we've just got a cool list. It's a very like lean running Wakanda of just like the 3 to 4 or four core models I think you really want in your Wakandans, and then just a lot of cool splashes.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Vince chose his secures. So we've got Imkron and Inhuman Weapons.
Perfect.
So it's going to be either 18 or 19 threat. You have an idea of what Sweepy might go with here?
Uh, it's gotta be his like he loves M'Baku, King T, and it's gotta be a Okoye just protects them folks. I think Red Skull will pop up for high threat. Yeah, sweeping 19. Yeah, I think Red Skull for the grunts that constantly trying to flip stuff. And let's see what's 5, 4, 11, 16. And maybe Gambit as like his 3 threat, or Gambit or Luke Cage. But I think Skull 2 is going to come out.
Okay, let's say it's probably a good bet. The grunts are always useful, but on the pay to flips, they can definitely help get those extra flip chances in.
Hmm. And
So
it helps Red Skull get the wilds to get his advanced triggers as well for Mbako leadership.
oh yeah, fair point. I didn't think about that. Um, yeah, because King T and M'Baku is 9, Adekoye at 11. That leaves him with 8 threat to play with. So if we do see Red Skull, then we'd see a 3 along with it, which would be either Gambit or Luke Cage.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that would just depend. Does he want to be more aggressive with a Gambit or have more defensive tech with Luke Cage? On Vince's side, 19 threat. What are we thinking we see? We got Goblin at 4 threat and then build from there. So what do you think comes out?
So I think it has to be Rhino and Craven for like some mobility boys running around. We could, I think Cap Sam pops out, and Shang-Chi for like some charging folks. Let's see, 18? Mm, you can turn Shang-Chi into Namor to get you to 19.
Yep, yep. Yeah, all the mobile guys is a good bet. I know Vince has been playing a lot of Mysterio and Electro in these foes games, but
Hmm.
uh, I I would think that he'd be a little more apprehensive on bringing those here when he potentially needs to get around the board and flip points. Though Electro, if the terrain is intact, then he can get around pretty well.
Something cute we could see is Vince with Prio. He could bring Mysterio just to pick up an inhuman weapon and have like sick beams and do a lot of like blank power farming to
Sure.
just get a big series of attacks off.
Yeah, that's always possible. Walking up and picking up on the midline with Mysterio is usually somewhat safe. Here, I would say he would probably want to do it away from a King T who would be able to like pull him in with an attack, right?
Hmm, hmm.
But yeah, I know Vince is a big fan of the Grand Illusion, so um, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise if that was one of his extract grabs here. And he does have Prio, so he can kind of manipulate that how he wants, especially if he brings Namor for a first safe grab. You're a Carnage enjoyer, though.
I am.
How do you feel about Carnage lately with the changes?
He still is at his core what he should be is a giant roller coaster man with highs up to the sky and lows down to the Mariana Trench. When the dice don't go well, it feels bad. But when you're riding those highs, it feels really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And he's just a little better at getting those highs these days now, huh?
Yeah, and that extra health does help some break points here and there of like if you really just can't one shot him because sometimes it is hard on like say two attacks and activation to do actually 8 successes of damage, then he'll just turn around and chop someone in half and then just get a full like 7 health of healing. Oh my God, Carnage!
All right, cool. Well, we were fairly close with Sweepy's squad. We had about everything right except for the 5 threat. He went with Jane over Red Skull. Maybe he
Oh,
wants
okay.
some of the terrain throw and help with stuff there. Vince's side, we were decently off. He did bring Electro and Carnage. He does have Mysterio, but there's no Namor, there's no Sam here, so some interesting squads here.
Let's see, Carnage. Who can he try to eat well enough? He doesn't. He hates Luke Cage the most for the bleed immunities, but the rest. Huh. I guess actually Carnage is a pretty good pack in this because only energy attack from well, non-physical really is King T'Challa's Builder and Jane's Spender. So it would be a pretty beefy Carnage to try and like fight his way through all this.
Yeah, I mean, they don't fall the easiest to physical attacks, but, a spike at the right time could help him. I wonder if Sweepy didn't bring Red Skull specifically in case Carnage came out because he didn't want to give easy paint the town targets with the grunts.
Oh, true, true.
That was
That
something I
would be
didn't
super.
think of.
Yeah, that'd be super annoying. Of like, oh, I go flip your point. Awesome. I'll go eat this guy and heal and get 5 attacks off. Like, oh no.
So
All
we
right, so
see Mysterio coming out first at the bottom. It looks like he's eyeing up that far south extract.
this can be pretty critical Mysterio measurements of can he walk enough to get on that building and actually grab the weapon? Because poor Mysterio really needs the distance to work out so he can walk around enough.
Yeah, he's a slow boy, but it should be pretty fun because we know he makes the midline, and um, that building is not like big enough to where it should impact a small movement tool from uh, like messing up his movement. If that makes sense, what I'm saying.
Hmm, hmm.
Oh, we got Oscorp in the chat for the first time. How's it going, Oscorp? I cannot turn myself up, but I can turn Brady down a little bit to hopefully match me.
I'm being silenced.
You're going down a little bit, bud. All right,
No,
we'll see if that
they must
helps.
hear of my carnage woes.
I always get people telling me that I sound quiet on my streams, but then when I watch them back on YouTube, I don't have any problem hearing myself, so I don't know what the deal is.
Me neither. I have all my volumes always cranked to max, so I'm not good
Same.
to to be like, are you quiet? Like, I don't know, I'm just deaf.
Yeah, I'm deaf by default, so if I put everything at max, it usually just works out fine.
Yeah,
All right, so Vince threw Electro and Shang up at the top of the board together, and it looks like Sweepy went with Jane at the bottom. He's got Okoye somewhat central, and Luke up at the top so far.
I like it. I hope Sweepy puts M'Baku basically opposite of Electro, just to not have his weakest energy defense guy getting shocked the entire time.
Yeah, so you want to see Electro down on the southern side of the board, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah, he can, at least for a little while, he can probably chill back on that home point and be out of LOS from wherever Electro is for a bit.
There could be a lot of crazy traps that go off this game, just since there's a whole lot of like uh out built-in movement economy through all the various main attackers of like M'Baku, King T, and Jane through like charges and advances or places that all are triggered for Goblin and Mysterio and Electro various traps.
Yeah, he's set up to have some sort of traps basically all up the board at the start, which is kind of cool. And we
Yeah.
did see M'Baku go straight across from Electro, basically, so we'll see how that
No.
works out. But we certainly have the murder squads up top. Boy, King T's up there, Carnage and Shang and Electro up there. So that's where a lot of dice are going to get rolled.
100%. We could see some cute little like Shang-Chi punches into uh, uh, a a 1 inch punch to push some models around into various traps.
Yeah, notable that Sweepy doesn't have like an immediately great way to kill a Shang-Chi outside of like Jane throws. So that could be tough.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Jane's the only one who has a possible way to not have Sean count blanks with her singular attack that's outside of range 3.
Yeah.
The rest are unfortunately gonna have to go punch through some blanks.
All right, so Mysterio is the first activation. He does come up and grab that bottom extract. And it looks
Success.
like Sweepy is going on the opposite end and picking up the far northern one with M'Baku and trying to keep him out of LOS as best as possible.
I like it. Good cover. And unfortunately, Mr. Baku, he is the largest man on the smallest space, so he's in line of sight but not covered because for some reason this man is a size 3 lad.
That is true. He is a larger boy than I recalled, so he can be seen.
He can be Dragon Phoenix kicked if possible.
Yeah, and Shang's kick is energy, so there is that. It looks like Electro might be just out from getting a shot on him, which is good for M'Baku.
Perfect. Keep him safe. Keep him secret.
Yeah, give him some time to like set up like an emergency heroes for hire in like round 2 or 3 if he needs it.
Hmm.
Now, remind me, can M'Baku be pushed by Shang-Chi?
Yes, because the pushing is off of attacks themselves, and Shang's push is technically a superpower that
That's
will
right.
will 1 inch punch push someone. I think the only folks that Shang-Chi can't push are your large lads at size 4, or your various helmeted folks, your Sentinels, your Red Skull in the energy mode.
Right. Um, Deadpool being one of those. That one always catches me off guard.
Yeah, secret
Um,
helmet.
so we see Electro walking up, and yeah, he did not have range, but he's going to take the McCran base and put himself in range for next round.
I like it. Yeah, Vince can have prio, and as long as I think there's no way King T can get far enough to punch him, so he'll can double hit M'Baku if he so chooses and ride some wires to victory.
Yeah. So if you're Sweepy, are you grabbing this second extract down here with Jane or something like that, or what are you doing?
Oh, he could be just going for the punch if he's measuring this. But that's gonna be hard if he doesn't pay to ignore defenses. He'll be Mysterio 5 dice with cover.
Yeah. I mean, he does have the power to pay for defense, so um, if he gets there, it's not like an awful attempt.
Yeah, if he pays for it, it's a whole one for Mr. Mysterio.
All right, so we see Luke coming up here to the north. I was wondering if Sweepy was thinking about this. I don't know that I like it because Luke's gonna be open to a lot of punishment here right away. But
It's it's also kind of bait because the more they hit Cage, who's pretty durable, the more King T gets juiced up to have like a nice big like walk pounce punch round one.
yeah, I think if Luke doesn't daze, then it's a pretty solid move. But he's gonna get one hit with Carnage and at least one hit with Shang because
Hmm.
depending how the Carnage hit goes, it could spiral with like a Carnage rules, right?
Yeah.
So we do see Carnage moving up and tagging Luke. Good hit from Carnage.
Ooh.
Whiff from Luke. So we see 4 into 0. Luke DRs and takes 3, which is going to give Carnage enough for a Carnage rules if he wants to use it right away.
Oh, I see the hands mousing over it.
As you said, Luke is immune to bleed, so that part doesn't happen. We do see
Oh,
Carnage rules.
he's doing it.
He's doing the thing. So Carnage rules. Carnage pays 4 power. He advances the target character small towards him, and then he gets to make a free symbiote tendrils attack. So he's basically just going to get to attack him again here, and that's going to pull him closer into everyone else's range as well. Less good hit here. He's got 2 successes. Sweepy has a crit
Yeah,
that
you,
is
you,
being
you classic
osclaimed.
classic low lows for Carnage sometimes of just naked 5 dice attacks here and there.
I think Vince is probably pretty happy with that result. Luke took 1 more damage there, and so he's on 2. Um, and Vince has Prio next round. Yeah, so he can open up and just kind of take him out probably.
Yeah, I think Shang has I think easily has range to walk Builder into Luke Cage, so they could just remove that model off the board immediately.
Yeah, if he gets the days right away, that's pretty huge. It does look like Jane made it to within 3 of Mysterio down here, so she's walking up and punching him, and she has not paid for his defense yet.
I kind of wouldn't just to have at least guaranteed like charge power because if you pay for it and the attack whiffs, you're just out like a whole lot of
Okay,
potential.
he's paying. I
Okay.
personally think if you're not willing to pay for the attack, you don't even do it. You just go pick up the extract.
Uh,
Sweepy does massively whiff and doesn't get a damage. Mysterio blocks the 1 with cover.
and charge is now offline for round 2 for Miss Jane Foster.
Yeah, that's pretty rough for Sweepy starting out here because that bottom was going to be kind of awkward with for Vince as well with only Goblin left. He couldn't flip the point and get the extract.
Hmm.
Um, we see Shang coming up here from Vince, and he was able to get in range to do a builder, so he's probably going to be putting 6 Mystic into Luke.
Seems pretty good. 6 Mystic at the Goblin reroll to try and push the extra punch through if you need to.
They're debating something here. The only thing I can think is like Luke paying for hiring himself.
Yep.
Why do you think he might be considering that? What does he gain?
Maybe you bounce Luke Cage a little bit farther back and get the throw off of Shang to just make a bunch of distance, possibly.
Do you think it's worth risking that card, being that Luke is on 2 health? I mean, if he takes the 2 damage, he loses the throw, and then he doesn't have the card for the rest of the game.
I don't think it's worth it. And I DC'd. No. Okay.
Uh oh. Uh oh.
Ruh-roh.
Technical difficulties.
Technological differences. Be sold, folks.
Yeah, Sweepy says TTS crashed, so we'll get this back up and running. 1 second, audience. Bear with us. We shall return. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, everyone. They are catching back up to where we are, and it looks like Luke is paying for heroes. Is that what I just saw? Yeah.
Yeah. He's hired himself. Oh, he mentioned range 2, so perhaps next turn, if it comes up that he tries to take out Luke, that he has a sacrifice online.
Mm. You know what he could have done is he could have just sacked right there, after he placed. He could have
Well, Baku
chained him.
doesn't have enough power currently.
Oh, fair point. So I guess he couldn't. So it does look like Luke is gonna survive this. It's 2 into 2 successes. One was Oscorp. Does not come back, so he's gonna take 1 and survive on 1.
Perfect. That's wonderful.
Shang does hit the stagger on him though.
He always does.
Not in my experience.
What? This is every time, man.
So it's a decent amount of the time.
It's a lot of the time.
Shang could use a little bit of a look maybe, but we do see, I think, a flow like water happening to bring Shang backwards a little bit.
Oh, okay. That was, I think he flowed, and then the hero's throw went through, just to doubly make sure he backed off himself to not onto
Oh,
that car.
I think it was just the throw. There was no flow.
Oh, okay. No flow, only throw. Perfect.
So we see Okoye down at the bottom, getting ready to go. Thinking about going to pick up that extract. Now he's in the same spot as Vince would have been, where he's only got one character down here, so he has to pick between the secure or the extract.
Pretty tough spot. I might go for the secure myself, just since if he leaves the extract in play, that means Goblin has to walk pretty much right in front of Jane.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like he's opting to take the base with Okoye.
Small note that the since the mod had to reload, we can't really see the true owners of the McCran crystals currently.
I can, so
Oh, you can?
it's
Oh, wonderful, cool.
just you who's out of luck.
Tragedy.
So we see Goblin walking up and putting a shot into Okoye. Decent hit. He's got 2 with a crit that does not convert. Okoye blocking 1 before her reroll. Picks up a second, and Oscorp is going to make him reroll it. Doesn't get it back, so he has taken 2. And then Goblin takes that base, and I think Vince is pretty happy with how that. I mean, really, both sides of the board have gone.
It's going pretty well. We'll see how this King T turn goes through with his good old standard walk pounce and hit someone real hard.
Yeah, King T did get juiced up through the round, so he's on 5 power. So he's going to be able to take this base and have his choice of what else he wants to do.
I know Carnage is a juicy target, but if that King T can't throw 8 dice into 8 to take him out, then it's going to be a real bad wake-up turn. Or start a prio? Start a prio. There's no good target for King T because there's Electro to shock him back, Carnage, who may just not die for the health pool, and then Shang-Chi tossing blanks around.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be very apprehensive about like trying to do anything to Carnage right away. He might be thinking about trying to salvage some stuff on that bottom side of the board rather than be aggressive with King T right away, which, considering how this round has gone, I don't hate that option.
I like it. It gets him up on scoring. It'll be 5 to 3 because he'll have 3 of the extracts and 2 of the McCrans.
Yeah, I think the targets down there are just like better for King T to be dealing with throughout the game, if possible.
Mm-hmm. It does allow like a tougher choice for Vince of he could go for the easy days, top around 2 to Luke Cage, but then that means he's generally not touching King T.
Yeah, so we see Sweepy checking out all of his options here and trying to end this round as strong as possible. You think he has range on Goblin there if he wanted to try to get an attack in there?
That would be... Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Goblin is a size 3, so he can see him no problem. He's really going back and forth here. I get it. I've been in these spots.
this is no truly good option of like I want to fight all the things, but man, this is gonna go poorly if I don't really throw some hard dice at somebody.
Yeah, he is committing to the south side here. He's bounded down towards Goblin. He's basically in the dead center of the map at this point, and he is rolling some dice into Goblin.
So what he could do, because King T has an auto push size 3, he could drag him forward a little closer and then let King T and Okoye both Wakanda forever, and just try to take out the leader.
Well, Koya has no power right now. Oh no, she does. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong model. So yeah, that's an option if he wants to be super aggressive. Uh,
He's only got 3 Wakandans.
he got a decent hit in here. He did what 3 damage to Goblin there that went through.
Leadership to
Oh,
convert for a fifth success.
there we go. Yeah. So leadership showing up there, helping him out, and now he gets to pull Goblin towards him small. Since he wasn't in 2, he didn't get rerolls. He gets to do this instead.
Oh, it is a mandatory push also. That's always neat.
It is. So he's pulling him in. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be 2 of Okoye for like martial artist purposes later on. But
Hmm.
Goblin's not feeling too safe right there. So
Oh, just a check. Okay, so saving Wakanda forever for later. But still strong start of do you want to lose your leader and trade him for a Luke Cage? As Sweepy, I would be pretty happy about accepting that trade. A 3 for a 4.
I think so too. Especially given that Sweepy is going up 1 point here at the start. Like if you daze Goblin early on, that's another body that is not going to be able to hold extracts or flip any of the Macrans. So Sweepy can like just really try to put points pressure on Vince while Vince is having the attrition lead.
Oh yeah, since backside Goblin cannot he can contest secures, but he cannot interact with the secures.
Yeah, so he'll basically be useless for points once he's flipped.
Hmm.
So Vince does have Prio. So do you think? Yeah, he's looking at getting Goblin out of there, which I can understand. He does. He does have hit and run, so he
Let's
can.
see, 4 dice hitting either Jane or King T.
That's surprising. I am surprised he didn't just try to take out Okoye.
Well, 'cause since also now he could get punished if this is King T. He could get the retaliate back,
Right.
the royally rebuked.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's into Jane, then it's gonna turn charge on potentially.
Yeah, this feels like not the. I mean, let's see who the target ends up being,
Yeah,
but it could backfire real hard.
whoever it is, it was a decent roll. 4 successes into looks like 2 blocks, and it is into King T. Gonna throw an incinerate on him.
Okay, yeah. Oh, no hit and run. That was just Spender. Okay, yep.
Oh, it was Spender. Okay, yeah, auto incinerate and poison. Yeah. So Sweepy has the option to Royal Rebuke here.
I think he for sure takes the rebuke. He'll be easily have enough power. He could just roll 3, just take him out.
He is paying for it. Gets 2. So close.
Very close.
Ooh. I can hear Vince right now. Was this a
I think a
builder?
builder.
Okay, so the builder doesn't do a ton. I guess it gets 2 damage because Sweepy didn't block anything, but gets a bleed. So King T's feeling pretty sick with 3 conditions on him now, but he has 3 health left on his healthy side here, and he's gonna rebuke a
One
second
more
time.
time. A single crit wild gets him. Oh!
Misses that
it,
one.
it almost rolled from that skull into a wild.
Okay, so that was a hit and run, it looks like.
Yep.
And we see Goblin retreating further south onto the Imkron. So, like, if anyone tries to go in on him, he does have 3 power for a trick or treat ready. All right, so what's the priority here is Sweepy?
I think you accept Luke Cage will go down and maybe get some work out of Jane. Like punch Mysterio again to try and get a charge off. Like build a power charge and get that extract.
Yeah, I like that. King T is in a little trouble at the moment, though. With it looked like he was in range of Electro. And it does look like Electro can probably see him. So he might be a little worried about not activating King T.
That is that is very true.
Mysterio doesn't have power for traps at the moment, but as mentioned, Trick or Treat is definitely online, so hopefully Sweepy is not forgetting about that one.
Yeah, because it could be a dumpling restaurant or a size 3 taco truck to come at Mr. Sweepy.
I mean, he does have Brace, so he might just be willing to let it happen, but hopefully it is something he's taken into consideration.
I can see a walk pounce, punch Mysterio real hard, like 8 dice, paying for his defenses, just try and take him uh off that building.
The building Mysterio is on right now is a size 4, so I don't believe that one can be trick or treated. Is that correct?
I think the limit size 3.
Okay.
Let's. Yep, yeah, size 3.
All right, so we see King T running up towards Mysterio and grabbing that extract, and now he's measuring out for a bound. He is being very aggressive here with King T, despite all of the conditions and being on 3 health.
Can't keep the king down. Oh, we paid for the defenses.
He paid for the defenses, and now this is a builder, so should be 7 with some rerolls.
Ooh, it's a lot of skulls.
That is a lot of skulls. King T rolls 3 initial successes, but 4 skulls, so he's only going to get 1 reroll.
I think he just took the leadership to
Ah,
guarantee convert it.
fair. Didn't want to roll it into another skull, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So he does 4 to Mysterio, which leaves him on 2 health remaining and juices him up to 6 power because he rolled a blank. Now
This man has all the tricks.
he is debating and declaring Wakanda forever. Did he pay for the defense this time? I have not seen it yet.
I think currently in debate.
I think it would be pretty silly to not, right?
Yeah, because you really want to take him down, so you don't want to risk the 5 defense from Mysterio actually surviving King T.
Yeah, I would think that would be pretty bad.
I mean, if he takes him out and then Vince punches Luke Cage and Baku, King T's just going to be at max power anyways.
Yep. He does pay, so he is King T is down to 1 power, but he's taken another big shot into Mysterio with 1 defense.
Instant
That's a big
destruction.
hit. Yep, that'll do it.
That's what we needed the first time.
Showing 7 on nothing. So Mysterio will fall over. So Mysterio drops his extract, and that's going to give Sweepy the ability to clean up pretty well down here on the south side of the board.
Yeah, he's got plenty of chances to flip that McCran under Goblin, so he can have a good, like, 4 some odd points just on that side easily. If nobody rotates.
Yeah, and I would think that's probably the most likely thing to happen, unless Vince decides to do something like cute with Electro riding the wires down there, like building a
Mm-hmm.
power off of one of those two and then moving down. We have
5-4 Carnage into Cage.
Probably, yeah, and it does look like Luke Cage is currently blocking it. We've got 2 successes into 2 blocks, but Oscorp is happening, and he picks his
Ooh.
block back up.
If that damage had gone through, that gets a paint the town red from Carnage to get some attacks into Baku. He's going for it again.
And this one's being sacrificed. And it is another whiff, 1 into 1, so no damage.
And these are those Carnage low lows that you sometimes get.
Yeah, so after a very strong start from Vince attrition-wise, some things have gone Sweepy's way at the start of round 2. And Vince has either rage quit or disconnected. I assume he's disconnected.
Oh, quick reset. Okay.
Yes. More technical difficulties, but this one was not the game crashing.
Client lag on Mr. Vince's end.
It is very funny that happened right after 2 big Carnage whiffs. So.
It's pure coincidence. This man has total faith in Carnage that he will rectify his earlier dice.
He can't leave yet. He's painted no towns.
Yeah, the towns are blue currently. We gotta change the color. That taco truck needs more red, and it needs to finish the Baron quote.
That gives me an idea. I haven't painted like any of my terrain for this game because I don't paint nearly as often as a lot of people. So I should just paint it all red and just play Carnage all the time.
Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong?
Surely it will buff him. All right, so that is Carnage's activation. Luke is still alive there, staggered on 1. So, like, it's still going to be fairly hard for him to survive this round, but he can probably be really annoying and just, like, go out of LOS and, like, make Vince chase him if he really wants that point.
Run for your life.
Man, I think I would, like, just go around that building and be really annoying. That way,
He gets out of 4 of Electro, so someone has to walk punch on both sides over here.
Yeah, that's true. The annoying thing now is that Shang can do it while charging and getting on the Imkron if he wants to.
True. Oh, charge, hidden Baku, flow into Cage, hit Cage, flow onto Imkran.
Yep, most likely.
This man does all the things.
Yep, Shang can do quite a bit. So we do see Shang charging into M'Baku here. 2 successes with a crit right away. That's all he's going to get, and M'Baku blocking both. So Shang whiffs, doesn't gain a power, unless Oscorp goes through here, which it does, so he'll gain a power.
Cool. Luckily, no stagger on Shang's end this time. Yep, it gets the flow.
So now he's float onto the point and attacking Luke and getting a much better hit. This one should daze a Luke. He would have staggered him again. Poor Luke.
Poor Mr. Cage.
Yeah,
But
and
now,
I just think if Luke were over by M'Baku, then Shang wouldn't have been able to do quite as much all at once, right? Like he wouldn't have been able to take the Simcron.
yeah, like, if he, yeah, ran behind M'Baku, it's much tougher to flow twice and get that extract.
Yeah, this is gonna take all of Shang's power though, which is gonna make things awkward next round potentially.
So he has enough power to flow to get out of M'Baku range, but it's either flip Imkron or get the extract.
Yeah, I was assuming he was gonna pick up the extract and flip, but it looks like he's only gonna do one of the two and flow, like you mentioned.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he picks up the extract and leaves the base, assuming that Electro should be able to get it probably. If I'm Sweepy, I'm probably leaving M'Baku for my last activation because I don't want to
Yeah, he
give
at least
him.
has cover behind it from Electro currently.
Yeah.
Plus, Vince has a couple of passes on his end since Sweepy went super aggressive and started taking out models.
Yeah, and it does leave the possibility too, like if Vince decides he wants to attack M'Baku and it goes really well, then Sweepy gets Prio and has the possible uh, option of cleaning up someone down here on the south end with it.
Mm-hmm. 2 power. That's a little not the right math for doing a charge.
Uh, did she only spend 2 power?
She only spent 2. So,
Uh, hmm. Well, I guess that's what we're seeing though. Here is a charge.
yep. Yeah, this is a
So
this is a Steve 1 charge.
yeah, it did not go well. Goblin is taking no damage, so
Well, didn't matter. Okay, cool. We are not accusers. We are just simple commentators to not hop into the game and let them know what's happening
yep,
rules wise.
not gonna mess with their flow. So now Jane is on. Where did she get power from?
They realized it, and he's just saying he just. I think he just said it did a since the attack whiffed. It's a walk punch grab extract.
Okay, all right. So they worked a solution to fix it. That works.
Hooray!
So Vince with just Electro left. He could pass here because Okoye and M'Baku still to go for Sweepy, but it looks like he's just activating and going straight into M'Baku. If he gets him here, he doesn't give up Prio because Okoye is still going to go.
He's building a bunch of power. He could be cute and build some here, ride the wires, and go hit Okoye and still just not give up Prio. Maybe try and daze her.
Well, he got a good hit into M'Baku. He did 4 through the cover. Maybe Sweepy didn't realize he had cover because I only see 4 successes. Oh, he
I did see
probably.
a Oscorp. Yeah.
Yeah. So he Oscorped the cover.
Oh, okay. There you go. Ride, hop over, flip Imkron, and hit someone without cover.
Yeah. I would think you would just try to take out M'Baku, right? Like
That's
you're
the biggest guy, yeah.
you're probably taking away his cover there, maybe, and he's a much bigger threat to do something at the end than Okoye is.
And Okoye can't even really come threaten to hit anybody. I mean, she has the range 4 gun, but if she walks too close to Electro, she could just get traps down, and that's your whole end of round is walk, get trapped.
Yeah, Okoye is kind of in an awkward spot because, like, even if she tries to walk up and flip that Imkron by Goblin, she could just get trick or treated.
Yep, so Electro riding some wires on the impeccably placed size 3 taco truck from the so named individual.
This map was random. It was not.
Purely random.
There was no favor given here. So yeah, we do see the ride the wires to that Imkron, and he has range on M'Baku there for sure.
I see some measuring tools come out,
Yeah.
trying to determine cover.
Yeah, I would think Sweepy should have cover there, but I don't know what they decided.
If this is cover and Baku lives.
I think he lives either way.
Oh, it's just 2. Oh, okay.
They did not give him cover because he took damage there. It was 2 successes into 1 defense.
So both Wakandans left are in a kind of rough spots because if M'Baku walks anywhere, he could get traps to death and then also bleed.
Oh God, yeah, M'Baku's not feeling great, and he does have an extract, so like you really don't want to just let him die like that.
Hmm.
We see Okoye walking up to get into range 2 of King T here. Also right by Jane, so she'll have bodyguards going
Yeah,
on.
good bubble.
She can see Goblin through there, so he could spear blast. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a size 4,
Oh,
so she can't.
it's a size 4. He's only a 3. Yeah.
So Electro's trap range is 3, right?
Yes. Yeah. Crits and hits, I believe, a bit better than the Mysterio traps.
This is kind of awkward because, uh, like you don't want M'Baku to go down, but you also don't want him to be alive on 1 right next to Carnage, right?
There's there's no good option for Sweepy, unfortunately.
Like the only thing he can actually hit if he wants to make an attack here without walking into Electro Trap range is Carnage.
But if he walks and hits, then he bleeds to death.
It's
It's all just real tough spots.
and it's not even going to be a great hit probably because he's shocked.
He could double walk and flip the Imkron. Just he'll drop the Inhuman because he'll bleed
Yeah.
and be outside of traps range.
That might be like the best option though, right? Like let yourself bleed out without giving up a VP, and that way you have a chance to live against Carnage the next round.
There's no good options for this man currently. If he takes the bleed and dazes, he could Vince could just surprise Webhead with Electro and Carnage and try to do a couple attacks and a model's activation to take out M'Baku and just take out the leader round 3.
I forgot about surprise webhead. Jeez.
We can't all have Wakanda Forever or Siege or do cool walk throw plays. Sometimes you gotta play some webs heads.
I mean, I've been playing Defenders and Apocalypse the past couple weeks, so I'm off of that Siege of Darkness drug. So
You're no longer the day walker. At least for nickname.
it's gone. It's over. Um, all right, so we do see M'Baku walking up, being very careful to stay out of that traps range from Electro.
Good. Good measurements. Good, good. You're really feeling I'm really feeling the struggle from Sweepy's team of no no real attacks outside of range 3 because now Electro and Shang-Chi are pretty safe boys.
He has thrown the size 3 into Carnage, who saves 2, so he takes 2. And now he's spending the rest of his power to put a spender into Carnage.
All right, so he shot 7 physical.
Going into Carnage's 5.
Defense stats aren't real. Look at that, not real. 3
Until
blocks.
they are. That is a really good attack roll, especially for a shocked individual, though.
Yeah, shock doesn't matter.
That is 5, 6, 7 successes with leadership into 3 blocks.
Oh, he can make it 8.
He can. 8 successes with leadership.
And then he can get the avalanche trigger to walk and die to traps.
Did he not use leadership, though? Because Carnage just took 4 instead of 5.
I think so. That is interesting.
So was that a throw on the
Yeah,
M'Baku?
automatic omnidirectional throw of medium.
So now he gets to walk, and doesn't he get to make an attack if he's in range of someone?
Correct. He makes a knob carry attack targeting a different enemy character. And the only real target is Shang or Electro, but it's still a free walk.
Yeah, but if he walks in range to do that free attack, he could just die.
Yes.
Uh,
And now he will just die to bleed.
and
He just chose for the walk.
he did, and he didn't have any power left after doing all of that to flip the point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, knowing he's going to die anyways, you might just take the walk into Electro, see if you get trapped, and then just
Yeah.
hit him.
Yeah, and then I mean, at least you're in range to open up into him next round, maybe.
Because at least currently, M'Baku has no actual targets he can hit, and uh, Electro can hit him, or Goblin can hit and run someone, and then come in range to punch M'Baku.
All right. Well, at the end of this round, M'Baku does bleed out, and they tie up the score 7-7. It looks like Vince managed to have 3 Imkrans that round.
See, Mysterio spending looks like Grand Illusion on that nice bunker of individuals over there to have all crits go to skulls.
Yeah, that was immediate. There was
Does
no hesitation.
will King T survive an activation so that he can play Wisdom of the Ancestors to count skulls as successes and counter the Grand Illusion counter?
That is really funny. I have never thought about that interaction before.
Who counts skulls harder, me or me?
I guess I won't blow up these crits, but I'm still gonna count them as successes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Vince deciding who to go with first, because since he has Prio, Mysterio can just play the Grand Illusion. He doesn't have to do it like on his activation.
Yeah.
So he can activate it and then go with Goblin if he wants to, since Goblin's down here on 1 health.
I like that. He could hit and run, claim, say he does it to Jane. Either way, Koi takes it, Jane takes it, whatever, and then just get out of range 3 to maybe punch T'Challa.
If he were to actually declare into Jane, I think I'd let it go through on Jane, the first attack.
She got 8 health cover.
Yeah, that way you make sure that Okoye is alive to bodyguard for King T on a second attack. But it looks like we see Mysterio going, and he's going directly into King T.
Oh, it's an immediate 2 power off of Okoye.
Yeah, she is bodyguarding.
And her crit is a skull.
Yep, we see 3 successes from Mysterio. Gonna get it an Okoye reroll.
No, 3 skulls.
3 skulls. Get Grand
She did
Illusioned.
she did her job though.
Yep, but we will see if King T survives the 1 attack. I would imagine it's going to be the big one, right? It's Spenders. Mysterio's got 8 power.
Oh, yeah, more
Yep.
dice. Oh, yep, there we go.
All right, so Mysterio Spender into King T here. King T
And
showing nothing, and
he's down.
yeah, Mysterio got a good roll, so King T will daze.
Good job, Quentin Beck.
Mysterio.
Well, good news number-wise. Nobody can win this round since there's only 8 points on the board.
There's a good point. Mysterio did manage to hold on to exactly 3 power there in case he wants to use tricks and traps.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you doing if you're Sweepy here? Are you trying to stabilize something at the top of the board, or are you taking out Goblin?
It could be a Luke Cage spender. Maybe throw a truck, but if you try and build their Shang-Chi, you could just get whiff and get thrown away. There's no good option for him. Luke Cage is punching 2 real rough people he doesn't want to punch, or M'Baku walks, maybe hits Carnage, picks up the weapon.
Yeah, and it's especially scary for Luke because if he tries to Spender Electro, I mean, Vince still just has Sacrifice to go right into Shang.
Oh, yep. At least if he sacks that into Shang, then Shang won't have the 2 power to throw him.
Yeah, that's a good point. Luke's Spender is very good. I mean,
Solid.
getting the slow and stun, I mean, even on Shang, it would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Sweepy is pondering possibly the Power Man punch into Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I mean, getting a random stagger would be nice, but the odds of that are not super great.
No, sir.
You have to be worried about M'Baku just dying to Electro, too, if things go badly there.
He's in such a rough spot that if Electro goes into M'Baku a couple of times, M'Baku has nothing to do besides walk and hit somebody else. He could just walk into a bunch of traps.
Yeah. What do you think of like M'Baku just like grabbing that extract and flipping the? Oh, I guess he's only got 1 power, so he can't do both, huh? Um, but just like grabbing that extract and kind of going to an awkward spot, like
He could actually walk and grab the extract and hit just Carnage with it. It's still a 6 energy attack. No crits, no mods, but
oh, that's
6 into
true.
1 dealing 2 damage.
Yeah, I didn't think about the extract attack. Usually, that's not a great option.
No, sir. Typically is not the preferred.
That might be his best option here, honestly. Um, he could be. This wouldn't be horrible.
Like this, you'll suffer a terrain explosion,
I don't
maybe.
even. Yeah, I don't even know if you do. Like, does Goblin want to give M'Baku the
He could
power?
try to he could try to bait it. He could Ibaka could walk, hug the Choco truck, uh, see if Vince wants to blow it up and not give Electro his like teleportation piece in the middle.
Okay, so he's gonna try to do everything here. He's gonna try to. He spent his one power to flip the Macran, and he's gonna walk towards Carnage, and try to get the days to build power to pick up the book.
All right, Baku, here comes the Mbonkaning.
He really needs this 2 damage here.
He
He
leadership gets it.
he is gonna get it with leadership.
Let's see, wild. What's a wild trigger? Pursuit. Okay, I thought maybe you could before damage push him, but no, that's a crit.
All right, so M'Baku does manage to daze Carnage there and picks up the book. Electra's got more than enough power to get over there and chase him, but
Oh, measured the wild pursuit, perhaps.
he did already pick up the book, so I would think
Oh, true, true.
he shouldn't be able to do that, and they are not doing any advancing. So that's the end of M'Baku's activation there.
It's a power off Green Goblin. I think it's a hit and run into Jane.
That makes sense, yeah. Try to get him out of there. Goblin showing 2 successes into 1 save from Jane. She should have cover, I would think.
Oh, Oscorp. Oh, Oscorp to cover.
So she takes 1, doesn't get the block back.
Oh, right in the middle. Oh, never mind. Okay.
And it looks like he's just moving slightly forward to stay on the
Pinging
Macran. Take away.
Mysterio. Oh, surprise webhead.
Ah.
Maybe. If he does a webhead, I could see. Actually, I mean, there's not much. The being to cover on Jane, but still, chance.
It's in the Grand Illusion, so like it's probably the best time to use it.
If he goes for the greedy play, he could webhead and pay for Electro also, hoping Mysterio walks Jane into Electro range to get the hit as well.
He certainly could. That seems
For a
like a
greedy
bit much.
play, it's legal.
That would be really funny. It'd be a cool play to see. Looks like we're seeing a second attack come out here. I didn't see any power spent, so Goblin gets 4 successes into 3 blocks from Jane. So she does not have cover since he moved up. She'll be on fire and take 1 damage.
Right, this could be pondering surprise webhead.
Yeah. Yeah, how badly does he want to get Jane here? Like, getting Jane here would be pretty backbreaking, but she has 6 health. She is incinerated. She has power for rerolls against both Goblin and Electro's potential attacks.
And possibly a series of traps.
Yeah, that's always like hard to account for too, huh?
Yeah.
He'd have to
Probably
like
it's a bunch of coin flips.
yeah, about 50-50. Um, he would have to order his stuff a little weird because surprise webhead costs 2, right? We do see it coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay, so
he.
just Goblin Mysterio. No greed Electro play.
All right.
5 dice. I think this is Goblin.
It is Goblin. 2 with a crit. Yeah, 2 into 1. Looks like Jane's taking another 1 here. Unless she paid for rerolls there. She did.
Oh, she did.
Does not pick up a block. So she takes 1. And gets bleed.
And Mysterio's magical 4 dice.
Nothing from Jane, and 2 successes from Mysterio. Jane cannot pay against Mystic. Now he gets to move Jane, and he can do all of the traps. Probably not Electros, but he could
See,
trick or
should
treat.
have paid with Electro.
Would have worked out. Yeah, so he's measuring the 3 off of Mysterio so that he can do tricks and traps, and then he does have power for trick or treat too.
Mm-hmm.
No successes on the tricks and traps.
Now the trick and or treat for the dumpling restaurant from Goblin.
And do we see a brace or does he roll on it? He's bracing.
Okay, yep.
So that'll leave Jane on 4 health remaining, incinerated and bleeding, and she's got 4 power to do something with here. She is still in the Grand Illusion in her current spot.
Mm-hmm.
She probably has range to charge out of that and hit Goblin, but I don't think she can be on the Imkran all at the same time.
Yeah, I think the bubble for Mysterio just covers too far. With I think also Vince may have thought of this also to put Goblin where he is, just to block a lot of landing points safely outside of the illusion range.
Yeah, that was really good positioning if that's what he was going for there.
I feel like he probably knew Goblin was going to go down, so he would have put him in a more open spot for top of the round uh, glider ram.
Yeah, and now Brace is gone, so that'll be relevant. So we do see a charge coming out from Jane, and she is going to charge onto that back Imkron and right next to Goblin within 3 of Mysterio, so she will be illusioned. Or, yeah, Grand Illusioned. Is she going to get trick-or-treated here? Oh, he doesn't have power. Okay.
Oh no, no, that's not fair. That'd be
the
tragic.
I saw the 2 come out, and I was like, oh no.
This man's full of traps all day. What's going on?
Stop measuring too, Sweepy.
You're killing me.
You're making me
You're
nervous.
You're proxy basing. You're killing me, Sweepy.
What is happening here? What are we doing?
He pulled out the rage 2 again.
What are we doing? Is he like thinking Goblin has traps power?
I
What?
truly don't know.
So we see her attacking Goblin. She's gonna get Goblin because she's starting with 4 into his 1.
You did it. You beat him up. You did 1 damage. He's dead.
I don't understand what that movement was. Um,
Me neither, because now
Now you're
he
not
just
in. Yeah, you
he
can't.
just walks and gets McCran.
You could have been there to
Still,
flip and still attacked Mysterio.
yes.
Hmm.
Sweepy put himself in a pickle.
Yeah. Because I mean, at least if he had gone on there, I mean, he could shake bleed. If even if he doesn't want to attack Mysterio,
Hmm.
now he's just gonna have to take another move action if he wants to get that. And it looks like that is what he's doing. He's just walking back there. I mean, I know Jane has a throw that range to a terrain, but
Hmm.
I don't think that's what he was measuring for because he obviously opted to not be in two of any of those things.
We'll definitely have to ask him about what the thought process here of measuring range 2 of every building in the vicinity.
Yeah, but she does take that base and then she bleeds and that ends her activation. So we see Vince rolling dice here right away. Looks like
6.
Shang
I think.
into Luke.
Yep.
Takes one on the first attack, does not get staggered. Schmid, we were thinking about tricks and traps too, but Goblin was on 0 power, so we're not. We're thinking maybe Sweepy didn't realize he didn't have traps power.
It could have been on his mind since he did just suffer tricks and traps, and now
Now we see a good hit from Shang. 4 successes into 1 block, which is getting Oscorped. Doesn't get it back, so he's going to take 3. That'll leave Luke alive on 1, but he does get staggered again. This man has been endlessly staggered.
tragedy for this man. And now he's being 1 inch punched away, and if he tries anything, Electro just pops him.
Well, he
Oh
might
no!
just be able to trap him in this.
No, he's gonna do it anyways.
I don't know if the. Yeah, it looks like he's just. That might be just out. Nope, just
Ooh.
in 3 to try for the trap kill. Man, how can we make Shang's push more annoying? Let's activate a trap.
All right, crits and hits. Oh, it
Nothing.
whiffed.
If that were a Mysterio roll.
Oh, if that's Mysterio, you'd be dead.
That's like the crazy thing with Electro's traps for me, right? Like, it's the best traps statistically in the game, and I swear I always roll wilds on it. So now Luke's gonna get to activate, and he's in range to Spinder Electro. Which, if he doesn't kill Electro, Electro just kills him.
Well, if he gets the throw, Luke Cage lives because the it's range 3 for Electro's penalty, electrostatic.
Ah, okay.
So if he doesn't get a wild and Electro lives, uh, he's dead. Success.
Does get a wild. Doesn't get much else, but he's got a crit to throw in there. So he's showing 3 with leadership into Electro's no saves.
I think Vince is ecstatic about that because
Yeah.
he can probably still just ride the wires anywhere.
Yeah, now Electro has enough power to do what he wants, especially if he gets thrown into something here for another one. He can ride the wires and still have enough for a spender if he really wants.
Mm-hmm. No, Sweepy, no, away from the taco. Leave the taco, Sweepy. No.
So yeah, Electro gets tossed into the truck, takes another damage, and is alive on 2 health. He's gonna have his choice of what he wants to do here.
This man's gonna immediately ride these wires.
Well, I
Oh,
think
okay,
he's
never
gonna
mind. One.
take some McCrans first. We're pinging all of the McCrans.
Yeah, we just love arrows. We're doing great here. We see the secures.
They're there. All right, so Electro is gonna take that bottom right McCran. First
Does he have the
action move.
distance to walk and flip? Oh, never mind. He could just hit Jane.
She is probably still in that illusion too.
Ah, that's a rough for Jane. Well,
But it's a good whiff.
yeah.
She has cover probably, so or maybe not. She
I
takes
think I
one.
think no cover. Just a whole one damage.
Doesn't hit the shock, which is good for Sweepy.
Fun that Jane is immune to shock, as all modern day Thors are.
Well, fair.
All the cool Thors, namely everyone named Thor.
Horse Thor isn't.
Oh shit, is he?
No, it's one of the few he's not immune to.
Ah, tragedy. Someone buff this man.
A little under.
Underperforming Thor threat. Not compared to Electro.
Yeah, Electro's busted. That's why you see him everywhere. He is riding the wires, displaying how busted he is.
Hmm
Uh,
hmm
measuring two.
Supreme show of skill. All right, now Vince gets his turn to measure range 2 of a lot of things.
He goes up to that top left and takes that one, and now he can. Or I guess he walked, so he doesn't have any actions left.
Correct.
And that should close out the round.
I believe 5-3 in favor of Mr. Vincent.
Yep.
Still a tight game, but Sweepy's in a series of rough spots.
He is, especially because like Sweepy could have a really good start here on the southern end of the board and like go crazy with King T and Wisdom and basically take over the southern side. But Vince can just
Hmm
win this round on the top side.
We have 3 power for the Green Goblin power phase roll.
Did he already roll it?
Yeah, he got three attack successes, which is what that's how much power he's gonna get. So he's got one glider ram online.
Well, my TTS crashed, so
Oh,
the first sign was you saying the roll happened and me not saying it.
unfortunate.
I will jump right back in.
We see Sweepy playing Wisdom of the Ancestors onto King T, which feels like it's going to jump into an immediate King T activation. There could be a slight pause as they wait for Nobility to come back in the game.
We're good.
And we have a King T, I believe, Spender into Mysterio. 8 dice physical, counting skulls for King T, which is good. Got 3 of them.
He didn't pay for the defense though, and Mysterio got a good block. So we
So we got
show
6
six
into
into 3 with a throw trigger, which will leave Mysterio on 1, assuming he throws him into something.
So it puts King T in a bit of a rough spot because there's a after attack resolve medium advance off of this, which could trigger at least a Mysterio tricks and traps, and maybe Electro. But there's at least no more Goblin trick or treating.
True. It looks like he does get the throw from Mysterio into Goblin, and Mysterio fits there like a glove.
And we do see a brace.
So King T, since he didn't pay for the defense, he left himself with enough power to bound.
Hmm.
Uh, but bounding is gonna let tricks and traps go off should Vince want to, right?
From Mysterio, yeah.
Oh, he gets a medium move off of the spender here, so that's gonna
He
happen
does.
first.
Yeah.
So that can also trigger tricks and traps.
Yes, that's a lot of. And then we see an immediate 3 power off Mysterio for tricks and traps. See if we get some crits wilds. We got 3.
Oh, all right. Well, that's a good trap. Suddenly, King T can spender again.
See, when's that throw trigger? Is that? It's after. Okay, so possibly could Spender Goblin
Yeah,
to
that's
throw him into Mysterio and kill him.
yeah, like that's almost worse for Vince, right? Because I think Vince should have gone up onto the truck. I think he had the distance.
Or at least maybe behind Jane.
Yeah, somewhere that Goblin can't get tossed into him. I mean, maybe he can't at that angle. It's close. I think he
It was
can.
it's at least an omnidirectional medium throw, so yeah, just somewhere with a body or terrain piece blocking it physically was needed.
Hmm. Yeah, if I'm Sweepy, I'm immediately spindering Goblin. Medium move will get him to where he can reclaim the bottom right Macran. So yeah, I
I
mean,
liked it.
a spender gets him kind of everything he wants and needs right here if he hits the
Hmm.
wild and can throw Goblin.
Plus, on the round he's counting skulls, he really needs to just keep throwing attacks out. So 3 power. Okay,
Uh,
bound. Yeah. And just take a big swing of Goblin. 8 energy, reroll 2, counting skulls. I
he's
don't recall if leadership
sacrificed.
was used. Oh, yep.
So now he's not paying for the defense. So Mysterio gets his full defense, but King T will take him out.
He's got 1,000,000 successes.
So let me ask you, why do you think he didn't spender to get that medium move? Because he measured it out.
He
Now
did. That would have been the best, I think.
now someone else is going
'Cause
to have to go down there to get that McCran, which, I mean, assuming she's alive, Okoye probably has no problem doing that, but
maybe he could have thought of this of either Vince lets his leader possibly die from King T, or he just punches Mysterio again and gives the extract to King T. But I guess the spender actually still gets you the same thing. It's just dice and a throw.
yeah. I almost wonder if it was because he wanted the extract specifically on King T rather than Okoye, because
Hmm.
Jane's already holding one.
Yeah. I think from Vince's side, we might see, I think, an immediate Goblin just ram into Jane.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
And just hope
surprising.
hope that throw takes her out, and if not, you have a couple attacks because there's no uh, the Okoye bunker is too far from Jane.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he's rolling the attack, 3 dice.
We see power coming off of Okoye, so is this an attack into King T?
I think so.
Whatever it is, it's a good attack. It's 5 successes into 1 block, which would kill Okoye without cover.
I think she's outside of 2, so yeah, she has cover, but no martial artist.
And it's
Oh,
possible the
dead.
cover got Oscorped if that was the case. So Okoye dies, and now Goblin is ramming Jane.
Okay, yep, I like that. Size 3 could take her out.
She needs to convert this crit to live.
Ooh.
She does not. So Jane is taking 2 from the collision, which will daze her.
So unfortunately, Goblin cannot pick it up, but this does leave it open for likely Electro to grab it, and if not, maybe I think it's too far for Carnage for a double walk. I think we see a Spender into King T, 7 dice.
Yep. And we've got 4 successes on Goblin into 1 block from King T, which this one's getting Oscorped, so
Skull success. He lives.
he lives because he counts that skull. Yeah, King T lives on 1. This is
4
a
dice. Oh,
roll
rebuke.
rebuke, which did not get any successes. And I think Goblin basically sealed the game there, right? Because it's going to be real hard for Sweepy to stop Vince from scoring 4 at this point.
Yeah, because Luke Cage can't really like. Buck has to walk punch somebody, which he could take out Electro with that. And then Shang likely charges to take out Luke Cage, and that's just the rest of the points Vince needs is all of the McCrans
Yep.
and a couple of books.
So we see M'Baku walking up on Electro here.
All right,
Electro,
once more, M'Baku needs 2 damage to go through.
I think Electro's trapping him first here. Gets 1 success this time. And
I don't really like that.
M'Baku.
That just gives M'Baku power to. If he did 2 damage, he could have spended Electro to get the trigger to walk and hit Shang-Chi or something.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we see a throw from M'Baku, size 2 car going into Electro.
I
Electro
believe takes him
dazes.
out. Yep.
So that leaves M'Baku with 3 power here, one of which he's spending to take the McCran. And that is going to be probably the extent of what M'Baku can do points-wise this round.
Not the greatest turn, but still took an activation away, flipped to secure.
Yeah, so currently on board, Vince has 3 points.
Yes.
So he has to flip a McCran or pick up an extract. And I don't believe Carnage can make it to the extract that's on the ground.
If Shang-Chi doesn't go to kill Luke Cage, he can basically dicelessly charge hit M'Baku and just whatever the dice might be, pay 1 to push M'Baku off, and then flip the McCran.
Yeah.
Oh, Sweepy might be seeing this and wants to body block off of Electro. I like that.
So Yeah, notably, if that's the line that Vince takes with Luke still alive, Luke could then just reverse Uno him and take the one Shang's on right now, right? But
True, but I think we've seen Carnage try to go for paint the town red to finally get the town the color he wants.
the town may be painted at the last moment here. But who knows? Carnage could massively whiff into Luke here.
Yeah, could see 7 dice get 7 skulls, and you ride those highs and you sink into those lows. And he pays 2 power for the sadistic glee.
So we'll see here. Carnage attacking Luke. Carnage with a good hit. 4 into good block, but not good enough. 4 into 3. Luke will take 1-2 days or KO.
The town has been taken to Home Depot. It will be painted.
I now hear that music in my head. Thank you, Brady.
Yeah, no worries.
So he moves on to the Macran and puts his free paint attack into M'Baku. Another good hit. 4 successes into 2 blocks initially. Oscorp into 2 still. So M'Baku's taken 2 here.
And Carnage goes for the coin flip to see if Shang even needs to activate. Gets it.
That should do it. And they're counting it right now, yeah.
Yep.
I think that is them saying game. I don't want to.
Oh no, it's the range 2 again.
Stop it with the range 2s.
Bids don't do it. Don't
All
you
right.
charge and flow. Okay, cool.
There's a GG. Let's jump over there.
Perfect.
2.
Hey, fellas.
3?
Howdy.
Yeah, 3. Howdy.
Hey.
Good game. Thanks for letting us stream that one. That was a fun one. Sweepy, we thought you made a pretty good attempt to salvage the game after some of that round 1 stuff did not go your way.
Yes.
How are you feeling with like Luke Cage in round 1 and Jane with the whiff? What was your thought process on doing all of that?
Luke Cage just takes a good hit. I wasn't expecting to get 3 on 5 through DR. So he sent a good attack on Carnage. Can't really, complain about the dice. That's just the way this game works. But I think that plus Carnage rules into a Shang-Chi attack probably should kill Luke most of the time. So I honestly do think it was still fairly lucky to keep Luke out of it. I do think the Jane whiff probably hurt me more. And I think I might have needed to do a spender towards the tail end of the game instead of staying put with King T, but I'm not quite certain on that either.
Sure.
Um,
The one big question we had for you, Sweepy, was
Mhm.
in round 3 when you were going with who was it was Jane, and she was charging up. You had just eaten like the big surprise webhead and
Yes.
the trick or treat. You were charging in on Goblin. What was it that you were measuring? The like you moved up and then measured range 2 to stuff.
The trigger trap from Goblin on both the Punisher van and the Size 3 taco truck.
Okay.
Were you
After just suffering the trap a minute before.
Were you aware that Goblin was on 0 power?
No, I probably wasn't paying close enough attention to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on 0 power.
Lovely.
That is what we thought was going on there. Because that was a lot of stuff that Jane had to live through to even activate there. So, but yeah, no, well played on both ends, Vince. Congrats on the win. How did you feel about the squad you were going into? Because we thought Sweepy's squad initially was looking really good against you.
So King T is really spooky. right? Like the guy, King T and Jane can just like both just like kill my models out of nowhere, but also like they are both somewhat susceptible to like shock in the Grand Illusion, and none of them are like particularly hardy. If that makes sense, like they're both kind of soft for their threat.
Sure.
So I was just like, he had some early whiffs and some underperforming, and also I got to turn off the T'Challa double tap, which felt really good. Like I'm worried. Like Wakanda is like a little bit of a worry for the squad because like King T and M'Baku can just go like absolutely crazy. Like he threw a car and did a spender while shocked, did a builder and churned through Carnage's 8 health, which was like above what I expected to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were surprised on that one too. I mean, it was a great decision with it working out, but it was
Yeah.
it was definitely scary going into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like my position a lot if he misses that, but also like I can't complain about dice. Like spiking the like 3 onto Cage in the opener, even though it didn't pan out for me, and I played cards to like get more stuff going on. It was just like to even get to take those attempts was like huge luck. Like Carnage doing 3 to Luke has got to be like 10%, maybe 15.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was interesting how that all played out because it was all the luck at first, and then none of the rest really panned out. But
Vince,
Brady.
how did it feel having Electro leverage the your own aforementioned taco truck?
Oh, it was
From
great.
there
I was actually really
throughout the game?
worried Jade was going to come in here and throw it. I was terrified of that. Because then, like, Electro would... Because I blew this one up here.
Mhm.
And then if he throws this one, Electro can't cross the deployment anymore. And I was really worried about it all game. I was like, not my taco truck, please. Don't destroy.
I thought there was a moment you're going to go for a greedy play when you did the surprise webhead to also pay off Electro, banking on Underground Illusion if Mysterio could walk Jane into Electro range, so that Electro could do the possibly traps and a builder as well.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like... So, like, the line for it to, like, work out felt really bad because it's like Goblin has to do at least a damage to get the explosion back online.
Mhm.
Which I guess isn't like necessarily essential because I think he still was holding brace. And then Electro was only on 4 power, which meant he could either keep Luke Cage off this point and travel, or he could deal damage to Jane. So I was worried about Electro just like gassing himself on this like low odds play. And then it also like it only works if Electro does damage or Mysterio does damage. And also I was fairly certain I had to walk him out of the Grand Illusion. It was like really close though.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. That
I mean, where I ended up putting her, it was out. But I don't know if I could have like maximized it more. I didn't really think about it after I didn't pay.
Good points. All right, guys.
I'm getting us entered in right now, Vince. Just while you're
You're reporting the game?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
16, 13. You had Prio, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I had Prio. We played 19.
Yep, perfect. All right, I have us recorded then.
All right. Thanks, man.
Game. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your chicken.
Thanks.
Yeah, I will.